What is it about having something constant, I guess, that happens every day that draws you in about here?
I consider it a good, healthy ritual. It kind of feeds what I need during the day, and I come out feeling refreshed.
Yeah.
Well, keeps you out of trouble. It's just something to do, it's a routine, when you're retired and you don't work. So
Constant keeps me grounded. There's so many things that are moving parts in the world, and it can be kind of scary. And I can always count on the dirt in my garden, the flowers that are coming up, and no matter what happens, even if it's an awful winter, up come those crocuses and those daffodils, and you can count on them, like good friends.
Keeps me sane, you know what I mean? I feel like having a sense of normalcy is good for my mind, because I'm always going crazy and doing stuff.
Yeah, I try to take a little time out of my day to just pick up a book, get through books that I enjoy just for fun rather than schoolwork.
Most nights, right before I go to bed, I watch an episode or two of Grey's Anatomy just to wind down.
And why is that? What draws you into the show?
I don't know. It's really long, which I like because I hate finding a new show to watch, and I feel like it's a comfort show. I just love all the characters so much.
Thrift store, Goodwill. For a lot of people that will give you clothes, or people just giving away clothes. Yeah, a lot of people just want to give away clothes. You can find clothes if you want to do that. But I mostly go to Goodwill and stuff. Yeah. Needing clothes, needing stuff, you need a curtain or something. You need chairs to sit in. I need a futon. I just making stuff that's could be used. You could wear it or something. That's pretty fun. We got foam from this place down the street. There's this upholstery place that sells foam, Cat's Foam, on 5th Street on 5th Street. Every Thursday evening they give away they just throw out their scraps of foam. So then you grab the scraps of foam, you bring them back here, you chop them up into smaller pieces. You chop, it's they come in these big slabs of hard foam, and then you chop those into smaller pieces that you can actually cut. And then you cut those, and then you have enough foam to stuff one of these. And this is just fabric cut in. That's a jean one. This is corduroy. This is a terry, a French terry. This is kind of a mixture of linens. You don't have to buy a bunch of fabric at once or something. It's or if you like denim, usually I feel the best feeling denim is the denim that's already worn. So you just get jeans and then you just cut them up. But you don't get a full sheet, which is the down part, the downside. But you end up getting nicer denim.
America. The people, the places, the names, faces. This is America.
What's up? I'm owner of Brarnolds Vintage. I'm a full-time clothing reseller specializing in vintage clothing. What got me into thrifting was just having like a very strong interest in fashion. Ever since a young age, I was interested in clothes, sneakers. Mainly started with skateboard brands because I was always looking at a CCS catalog, which for those of you that don't know, CCS is a warehouse that would send catalogs of clothing for all like the latest skateboard fashions from all the latest brands. This is around like 2000, early 2000s to like probably 2010. They probably stopped producing catalogs, but I would always be circling them. So that got me into fashion. Just like always wanting something from there. And then as I got a little bit older skateboarding, I would ask the older kids I hung out with where they got their clothes because they'd always be dressed in baggy jeans, flannel t-shirts, or like random graphic shirts that weren't necessarily skateboard brands. And my one homie like kind of blew my mind. He's like, I just get this from thrift stores for like $4 or less. And so once he told me that, it opened up like a whole new world of me for obtaining clothing and like dressing cool, dressing fly, or whatever. And that's really what started my like passion for thrifting and finding old clothes. Garage sales, flea markets, estate sales. Probably my favorite is estate sales and flea markets. Thrift stores these days, so many people are thrifting that it's far and few that you find something good that I want. I'll also buy from other resellers. I'll buy from my friends that have clothes. I'll buy from your parents. I'll put ads up. I'll put ads in papers. I'll put ads on a pole that I'm buying old clothes, just to let random strangers know. I'll buy the jacket off your back if I see you walking down the street and I like the jacket. I'll give you a decent offer for it. And those are pretty much any other way you can think of. Old stores, anything you can think of, I'll try and do it. It's important to buy old clothes to try and, it's never going to stop, but just put a deterrent on like the throwing away of clothing. So many people will just trash bag up their clothes and throw them out when they're done with them every season, and thrifting kind of gives clothing new life. It keeps the clothes going and going and going. That's really important just to lessen the amount of clothes that ends up in foreign countries and landfills that are just being tossed away. I would definitely like to think that I am. I was kind of raised in a sense to, and just like brought up to not be wasteful. Just to even like the food on my dinner plate as a child, my parents would make me finish everything and not want to throw anything out. So that's kind of ingrained in me. So I'd like to think that me giving clothing new life keeps that going and is keeping other people from throwing their clothes out because they realize that, hey, I could donate this, or hey, someone else might want this, just by spreading like the awareness of it, especially because of like social media getting bigger with it. That push kind of just shows people that like you shouldn't just throw your clothes out, and you can also buy secondhand clothes. It's not gross, it's not nasty, like it's cool, it's something that people are doing a lot more now. So I definitely would like to think that I'm helping push people to buy secondhand, and that by me actually doing this is ending a lot of clothes ending up in landfills. This is a 70s Levi's. Basically got turned into a shop rag, but I really liked the graphic on it, so I hung it up. But if that shirt wasn't fully intact, it'd probably be worth a couple $100. Store on South Street. This specific artist would screen print all these shirts with black, and then you can see there's a little bit left. He would hand paint, like he hand painted some flames and like the color in the face and stuff. But Zipperhead's like a famous store for Philadelphia, and to have like an original shirt that was sold in there is pretty cool. Trends always repeat. So fashion trends are going to repeat, and to get the authentic piece, you're gonna have to go to a thrift store. Like if you want something that was produced in 1999, the first place you're gonna think of going is a thrift store. That's like the best way to get it. I also think that just by the push of social media has made it popular, because if something starts trending on social media, it becomes popular, and then the fact that you can also make money on it has, and it's like relatively easy to make money on it, like anybody could do it, has also been like the push why it's become so popular. Kind of like the secret is out. Like you can go to a thrift store and buy a t-shirt for $1 and sell it for $100. Like I think that's what made it become so popular.
I like knowing that there's something that's going to happen at a specific time. It just kind of makes me, like, fuels my day more. It makes me know that, like, no matter what I'm doing that day, I will still have that one thing that I can rely on each day.
So, again, it's just good to have that normalcy. Keeps you grounded, I guess. Yeah.
Because it's good for my heart, it's good for my soul, and it's good for my body. And I'm the happiest in the garden.
It just draws me in. It's a great place to come and take a break, decompress, get a little exercise, get to see the city from a different vantage point. And I enjoy the trees, and it's a little bit of slice of nature in the city.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm old. You can't do a lot when you're 88.
Hi, I am Elizabeth Price. I'm an assistant professor of instruction in the biology department here at Temple University. So there are technically 6 stages of the seahorse's life cycle. The first stage is the courtship stage. What they do is the female and male seahorses basically link tails and twirl. They get to know one another. They call it a dance. And it might last a day or two. And during that time, they kind of sense each other if they're ready for mating. And they actually mate for life. It's interesting. Once they go through this courtship, it's a lifelong commitment. The male has this pouch, and during the courtship stage, he actually shows it to the female and it's empty. Like, I'm ready. Let's get this party started. So that's the first stage. And then the second is mating. And it's really incredible to think that this is a fish, and yet the male has this pouch, and he receives the female. The female inserts her eggs into his pouch, and then he inserts his sperm, and the embryos grow and develop in the male's body. That he grows the eggs, just like a female would be in humans. A male seahorse actually, the embryos grow and develop in his pouch. And then the third stage is pregnancy. The embryos get larger, and the male maintains this salt water and proper temperature in the pouch. While the male is raising the embryos, kind of interesting, the female is growing more eggs. She's getting ready. So within, I would say, 6 months, then they start again. And then the fourth stage is birth, and that can last pretty quickly. He actually experiences hormonal changes, and he experiences contractions, and about 100,000 baby seahorses, they're called fry, are released into the water. And then the fifth stage is the juvenile stage, where they grow, they kind of link together, all the little babies find each other and they kind of connect with their tails. Unfortunately, during the juvenile stage, most of the fry die. It's very low survival rates. And then the sixth stage is the adult stage. Basically, then the males and the females get to a point after about 5 to 9 months, and the male attracts the female, and the cycle continues. From a biological perspective, is you just have to think of why. Like, how did this start? It just goes against the way we understand the animal kingdom. The pouch is like a uterus and with a placenta. So it's like, what is a seahorse, male seahorse, doing that he can grow embryos with this placenta? And it's probably something random that happened, adapted favorably to an environment, and then passed down, just continued through the generations as a favorable trait. But it's not, there isn't a clear description of really how you can get a species where a male has the babies. So they're really, really unique animals.
Well, I mean, it's a city. So it's nice to get back down to like nature and the ground, and you can get caught up in the noise and the cars and the negativity. But it's really very peaceful and beautiful everywhere, no matter where you are in a garden. And I was coming to see this magnolia tree actually, because it's beautiful. Yeah.
Gorgeous.
It's an escape to a little bit of nature in the city. You can hear the birds. We can hear them now. The hustle and the bustle. I know it's a distraction, but I can work with that. I can live with that. I have my ways of, getting quiet and going out and, more natural places. But I guess I've become a city guy in my later adulthood.
Yeah.
So it's a wonderful place to live.
Especially in Philadelphia, because anything and everything happens in Philly. So again, it's just good to have that normalcy.
I feel like I said before, it's just good to like relax and like not be out and like, yeah, because like, you're always walking around the city and like going from place to place, so it's just my time like in my bed.
I feel like it's really helpful because the city is very unpredictable and you never really know what's going to happen. So having something that I can rely on, it makes it easier to just go about my day.
So when you find your purpose in life, it goes beyond just having fun. It goes beyond just achieving certain status and things in your life. You are now finding your reason why you exist. My name is David Sample.
Donna Patricia Fountain.
Carol Anderson.
So wherever you are, you can find that safety here. You can find that friendship here. You can find people that love on you. People that have birthdays are celebrated. When people get sick, they are celebrated. People reach out to them. As well as when in death, people celebrate each other. They love on their families that's still supporting them. So everybody that comes and joins, you just step into a bigger family than you just had.
They have a great social worker. So whatever your apprehensions might be or fears might be, there's people to talk to.
And they have a variety of things to do, though. They have arts and crafts, sewing, knitting, crocheting. The gentlemen up front, they usually just play pool. That's their thing. Computer classes. We go on day trips. We do a lot here. So, socialization is really the most important part, though. The ladies, really, we all enjoy each other. Mm-hmm.
I was welcomed when I came back last week. I came in and they were playing cards. Oh, come on, join us. And I joined. So I like that. I like that you feel welcome.
Well, my proudest achievement is God has blessed me with a wonderful wife for 45 years. Wonderful person, wonderful loving wife, loving mother of our 2 adorable kids and our 2 grandchildren. Secondly, I have come to realize that I needed what my purpose is in life was to connect again to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That to me was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. And thirdly, the children that God has blessed me to have. 2 wonderful children and 2 wonderful grandchildren.
My daughter and how she is today as a woman. Yes, she just turned 53 last week. And she's a nurse. She's a real estate entrepreneur. She does every sport you could think of, rides a motorcycle. Like, I envy her. Like, she just does it all, and she's the greatest daughter you ever could have.
I was a breast cancer survivor. So I was actually working, I just started working for the state, which, but this opportunity came up for me to be the facilitator of a breast cancer support group. And I think that was, I helped people. Went to, appointments with them, and every week I would have a group meeting. I would cook for them and fellowship. That's the best. That's the best.
She's just so kind to people where I'd be like, she'd be like, Mom. Well, I hit him over the head with a brick and she'll soften the blow wipe him off with cotton. But no, she's a great daughter. She's really my best accomplishment.
You were not just created to just have fun in this life, obtain certain riches or certain status. Every day you wake up, the air that you breathe that flows through your lungs is given to you by God. What happens is you have to determine, well, if He has given me this, what's my purpose? What am I to do with it? The talents and the gifts that He has placed in my hands, what am I to do with it? The best decision you can make is to turn those back over to Him and allow Him to live through your life to make a change in other people's lives and to make this world a better place to live.
Well, I've always had a relationship with God, so it's always been about loving other people, and I would say to young people to be on purpose about loving other people and loving yourself, and loving other people. Because I know for me, I feel blessed when I can show love to other people. So I think that would be, and know within your heart what really makes you happy in regards to, like, I knew baking was always a joy for me, but yet when I was in the breast cancer program, just fellowshipping was also a blessing as well.
And then I would tell them you could be and do anything you want to be. And like I used to always tell my daughter, sometimes kids like to follow the crowd. And I would tell my daughter, listen, I can only tell you but so much, but it's the example. If you're with your little friends and they want to go and say, well, we're going to go jump off the bridge, are you going to go? I want you to learn to be the leader and not the follower.
No, I think you have to try different things to really, unless you know. See, back in the day, I don't think it was that easy to succeed in business. So now they've got a lot of opportunities, to teach people. But I think most people know what's in their heart. I would want to believe that they know what's in their heart. They may not have acknowledged it.
Just get up one day and say, hey, look, I can do this, and I'm going to do it. And just give it a try, and you'll see. This generation of people, we're from the old school, so we're not into that trying to make people feel bad or like somebody come in and be snooty or bougie. We're from the generation we're from, we don't do that. Yes. And to the young people, we only got good advice that Big Mama gave to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, when Big Mama talked, you listen, and that was the end of it. You know what I'm saying? It's more to life than violence, sex, boys, just going left instead of staying right. Like, just learn, just try to learn and have your own mind and stop, again, being a follower. Learn to try to be the leader of the pack.